Welcome back, and very many thanks for choosing to stay with us in this hour. Now, when you see this sitting, then you know it's time for the gold conversation. And right here at Kenya's Gold, we're very keen on educating our farmers on farm practices that can enable them to get absolutely good harvest when it's that time. But also, we're educating our farmers on smart ways of how they can practice agribusiness. Now, this can be actualized by lessening the impact of certain risks that an individual farmer exposes themselves to. One of the ways you can use to minimize this risk is by being part of a cooperative society. Now, I'm sure you're very keen and curious to find out a lot more about how the cooperative societies work. And to help us learn about that and more, we do have with us right here in studio Esther Karaoke, who is the head of agri-cooperatives and agribusiness at the Cooperative Bank. We also do have Mr. Wachira, who is a dairy farmer on my far right. Mr. Ndungu, thank you so much for coming, mkulima wa kahawa hodari. And also on my immediate left, we do have Rolf, who is also known as the Goat Master. And at my very end, we do have Charles, or also popularly known as Chao Mkulima. Thank you so very much for making time to be with us. Now, Rolf and Charles are not yet part of a cooperative, so we'd like to find out how they have been maneuvering and thriving in the agricultural space as individuals. And then on my far right, we do have Ndungu and Mr. Wachira, who have been supported and benefiting so much from being part of a cooperative society. So maybe if I just start with you, Mr. Wachira, you can give us your journey. What led you into joining a cooperative society, and for how many years have you been part of one?
So I've been in the cooperative one for the last 12 years. We were looking for a stable price for our milk, consistent pay, negotiating power, and a cooperative also gives you an opportunity to be trained because you are mini. So that's what we were looking for. So I've been in that space for the last 12 years, and it's a very, very noble place to be in. And this far, I can't regret.
All right. Before we move on to the next farmer, you've said you are looking for training and all those benefits that a farmer would want. Lakini kuna wakulima wengi pia, they're looking for the same things, but they don't know the cooperative society is the way to go. Who gave you the advice? How did you become enlightened that, yes, there's something that is called a cooperative society, and these things that we are looking for, if we make one, join one, be part of one, we are going to get them. How did you get that knowledge, Mr. Wachira?
Okay. I'm a dairy farmer.
Right.
And one of the things we struggle with is the market. So I joined the cooperative because it was offering a consistent price for the milk, good price for the milk. And also, at that particular time, we would also benefit, which we still do, from subsidized goods, which I will not enjoy as an individual customer. I can also get subsidized store merchandise on credit. Yes.
All right, great.
Nije kwako Lemayan Rolf, Goat Master. Hapa tumesikiliza kutoka kwa yule bingwa amesema kwamba yeye yupo katika mashirika, lakini kwako bado, mbona hujapata nafasi ya kujiunga na?
Thank you so much. So personally, farming is not considered like developed other sectors, right? Like real estate. There are all other sectors that it's easy in terms of risk mapping, as well as for the bank to be able to approach. So as farmers, it's quite difficult. That's how I got in. Personally, I'm a lawyer. I'm a risk and compliance strategist and a goat breeder, not a farmer. A farmer is someone who will have 1,000 or 10,000 goats, but a breeder does farming with precision. So the cooperative itself, I've been in the corporate world, and sometimes it's a problem when you're starting out. But along the way, there's a Nigerian proverb that says, one tree cannot make a forest. So which is a nice approach. But there's need also of looking at the mkulima mdogo.
Right.
So the moment you say for a villager in Turkana, I don't know if cooperatives are in every county, but that's where the problem is, whereby if you are one man, because no one can bank on you till you bank on yourself. So that's now where the critical challenge for agricultural sector. So that's why you have to do it yourself first. And then now in Kenya we don't have strategic breeders. So there's livestock whereby you have so many vets who know about cattle, but there's no market niche specific like small stock. So small stock is goat and sheep, and those ones have faster return in terms of if well managed, and if there's possibility of the banks to be able to tap in to the small sector.
Right.
Yep.
Now coming to you, Esther Karaoke, our Goat Master has mentioned something very critical in the sense that when you're starting out as a farmer, it's a challenge. And also, how much is the support being given to the small-scale farmers when you're chini grassroots level? Maybe you can tell us, Esther, through the cooperative societies and also through the agricultural programs that you've set out at the Cooperative Bank, how are you attending to the needs of that young person who's starting up and also those at the very bottom when it comes to small-scale farming?
Yeah. Thank you, Gina. Cooperative societies, just as the name sounds, cooperative, it's people who come together to cooperate, to tackle common challenges that you face individually, and then you realize generally and severally we have the same challenges. So for the small-scale farmers, the youth,
kidogo tu nitaomba radhi kwa sababu ya microphone yako bado itarekebishwa kidogo tu, lakini tukishikilia popo hapo, tulia tu kidogo. Naja kwako Charles, atajibu swali lako. Wewe unatarajia kuingia katika mashirika lakini bado haujapata hiyo nafasi. Ni nini hasa inakufanya usiwe katika mashirika?
Okay, asanti. Naweza sema for once kwa uzuri wa kuingia cooperative ni unapata hiyo market, mnasaidiana like other people wenye wako cooperative. But for instance, for me, I have the market, naweza kununua the equipment that I need. So I don't see the need ya kuingia cooperative for the moment. That's the same thing as small scale farmers wanapata. So unapata like anajiweza, anapata market. Instead of kusumbuana na watu because people are dynamic, anaona tu endelee tu kufanya ukulima yake bila kuingiana na watu.
All right, coming back to you, Esther. Now, we were talking about the support that cooperative societies and also the Cooperative Bank is offering the small-scale farmers and also the young people who are trying to start out. I could be young, probably we're talking about the 20-year-olds, and we form a cooperative. Young people are looking for packages that can really favor them in this space. You wouldn't compare them to someone who has been in the agribusiness for a very long time. So when we are taking care of that category of people, how do you facilitate to make sure that the space is also very favorable for them as well?
Yeah, so Gina, you know, as the word is cooperative, it means you're coming together to cooperate around a common agenda, either a common problem, a common challenge, to seize a common opportunity, just to address common issues. And as Mr. Wachira had said, when you're alone, then you're stuck with that problem. For instance, for the Goat Master, if you realize that there's that challenge, do you know to form a cooperative, you only need to be 10 of you. So if you look for 10 more people, it doesn't have to be in the same geographical location. It can be in the same value chain. It can be in the same value chain. You come together, you register a cooperative, and at Cooperative Bank, we support the formation of cooperatives, just training you and supporting you to form a cooperative, helping you to tailor-make your bylaws, the constitution of your cooperative. And it's very specific to what you as members want. We also train you. We support you together with the cooperative officers in the counties. So every county has a cooperative officer who we will help you to, will work together with you to register. And now when you're together like that, it's very easy to train you. For instance, if you are in dairy, linking you to a mature cooperative like Mr. Wachira, where you're, Mr. Wachira's Kirima Slopes in Kirinyaga, where you're able to go, do benchmarking, they're able to come and train you and handhold you. So one of the principles in the cooperative is cooperation among cooperators. So if you're a small cooperative in Turkana County, we link you with a cooperative in the same value chain or even a different value chain in another county that is mature to handhold you. So you don't walk alone.
All right. And the way you're 10 members, you can form a cooperative from as little as 10 members.
Yes.
Is there a maximum number where we cannot have more people than this in a cooperative?
No, you don't have a maximum, and there are different levels. For example, an individual member becomes a member of a cooperative. A primary cooperative becomes a member of a secondary cooperative where we have the unions. A secondary cooperative becomes a member of a tertiary cooperative up to a federation in the national level. So you see, that's how you stop being small. In your individuality, you become a member of a smaller cooperative like that until you become a national movement.
All right. Great. A fantastic conversation that we are having right here in studio with our farmers, some who are part of cooperatives, others who are not yet part of cooperatives, but we do hope by the time we are done with this show, we will have won them over to the other side, right? Yeah, I can see them smiling. That's a good sign. And also Miss Esther Karaoke, who is the head of agribusiness and agri-cooperatives at the Cooperative Bank. When we come back, we'll get deeper to also understand when you are there, what risks are you avoiding as a farmer? That and a lot more will be forming part of our conversation when we come back. Don't go anywhere.